Well, this tool would have come in handy a few months ago. Happy to have it now. Let's open it up and take a look. Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. This company, AIUITIO, reached out to me and asked me if I would be willing to look at this Rivet Nut Tool. And I said, absolutely. This is the same company that sent me those socket organizer trays, and I'm really happy with those. But let's open this up and take a look. So this is the Rivet Nut Tool. This is a 16-inch version. It seems very heavy duty, very well made. Now they also make an 8-inch version that's like a little offset, and it's a one-handed operation for tight spaces. Now this also comes with 13 different sizes. This M8 box is empty because that one is already installed in the tool. This also comes with 200 Riv Nuts, which is pretty awesome. Every single size here. So there's 1/4 20, 1/2 13, 8 32nds, M10, 3/8 16ths, M12, M8, M6, M5, M4, M3, 5/16, 18, and 10/24. And it comes with 2 separate trays of these rivet nuts in addition to these 2 bags over here. I just noticed that they put the same sticker on both of them. So there's a little bit of a mistake here. So this says M3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. So does this one. And turns out this must be the SAE. They just put the wrong sticker on. Not a big deal. We just opened this up here and I just grabbed one of these M8 because that's what this tool is already set up with. And here's how you would use it. You just open up the tool and thread this Riv nut onto the end. Like that. And then you insert this into a hole that's drilled that same size. And then you just squeeze on these handles and it will basically pull on that and it'll flare this out beyond the piece of metal or whatever it is that you're putting it into. And then when you're done, you just unscrew this or unthread this to get the tool out. And then the Riv nut will be installed. And that's how easy it is to use. I'm going to show you how easy it is to change the mandrel or to change the size here. Just pull back the sleeve and that will free this up. And then all we need to do is loosen this nut on the outside. Look, that one was hand tight, but it does come with the little tool here. Just break that loose and take out this nut and then unthread the mandrel like so. And I'm going to put this one back in the M8 box. And I'm going to change to an M6 and we're going to do a quick little demonstration of how this works. So see, we'll just take off this little nut or collar. All right, to put that one in, you could just get it started, and then you do need to pull back on that little collar there and thread that in. And then once you release that collar, see, it locks it in there. Then just put this outside collar on as well. Just thread that on. You really don't need to go more than hand tight, and that thing is ready to use. Now, the user manual does give you a little size recommendation for hole diameter and the sheet metal thickness range for the SAE and metric. I was kind of being lazy and I just was trying to grab a piece of metal that already had a hole so I could do this quickly. The M6 almost fit in there. I thought I could maybe squeeze it in and it doesn't quite fit. So I'm just gonna grab these little step drills here by Timo and see if I can open that up a little bit. That ought to work. Perfect. Now the M6 rivet nut fits in there. It's really close to the same diameter. It's slightly loose, but that's okay. As long as you hold it down while you do it, it should be fine. So now let's open up the handles on the Rivet Nut Tool and thread this onto that mandrel. Just that threaded rod right there all the way. Put this in and just squeeze those handles together. Like so. And then just thread the tool out. That looks perfect. It's seated all the way. There's no gap in between. You can see that. And then look at that. This little bolt fits right in there. It's nice and solid. That worked perfect. Let's do another one. I'm going to grab another piece of steel and we'll drill it out and do the same thing. Let's do this one here. This one I might be able to show you a little bit better. This one already has some holes in it. Let's just do the M6 again. And see, that hole is too small, so let's drill it out. Now for M6, it says that the hole diameter should be 9 to 9.5 millimeters and the sheet metal thickness should be 0.5 to 2 millimeters. This is pretty thick. This actually might be closer to 3 millimeters, but let's see if it'll work. I'm just curious to see what that would look like if we can get that one to go in. Let's just drill this out a little bit more. Step drill is probably not the best way to do that. That's just all I had, but look at that. That fits in there now. Let's see if we can make that one work. So let's open up the Riv Nut tool, thread this one on. Put that in the hole, see how this one works. Oh, I can definitely feel it biting down. Let's unscrew this now and take a look. And it worked. That's what the back of it looks like. Even on something this thick, it actually worked really well. You see how it pulled everything in right there? So you can see it works great. This is a very strong and stout tool. You got plenty of leverage with the 16-inch length here as well. I'm a fan. I like this. Definitely wish I did have this when I was doing the Honda Accord catalytic converter shield. I needed to use some rivet nuts to hold that on. That came in the kit. And I didn't have a rivet nut tool or a rivet nut gun. And let me show you some footage right here where you can see what I did is I just made a homemade primitive rivet nut tool out of a bolt and some nuts and some washers. And what happened was the washer that I was using was too big and the rivet nut actually pulled partway out. Definitely looked bad. I was able to hammer it flat and was able to still make it work without having to drill it out. But it was in that moment that I really wish that I had the right rivet nut tool. But now that I have it, I'm sure that this will come in handy on lots of different projects. I mean, anytime you've got a blind hole or need to put something that you want to be able to bolt together and unbolt later rather than weld together or rivet it together. I really didn't know much about these rivet nuts, or Riv Nuts as we call them for short. Riv Nut, Nutsert, Rivet Nut, it's all really the same. But now that I have this, I'm sure that this is going to be something that I will reach for. This will come in handy and solve a lot of challenges, whether it be fabricating or just fixing something or putting something back together. But the fact that you can put it together and also be able to unbolt it or take it off later, that's just huge. So real happy with this. It works exactly like it's supposed to. And just wanted to say thanks to this company, AIUITIO, for sending this to me in exchange for an honest review video. Again, it did exactly what it's supposed to do. Now this brand versus some others on Amazon, I know there's a lot that look similar, but just note that this does have 13 different sizes. A lot of the ones on Amazon only have 7 or 8, or they're also the shorter handles, and so you won't have the leverage. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll get a link in the description where you can pick up this exact same rivet nut tool as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.